metal Diecast videos. Welcome to heavy metal Diecast videos. Heavy metal Diecast videos. Wow!
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Yep, we got to see this for a bit. I'll try not to put it on the screen for too long. We have ourselves a bit of a bigger one, an older one from Corgi. They do make them big, obviously. Now we have our Boeing B-17G Flying Fortress here from the United States Army Air Force's 447th Bombardment Group's 709th Bombardment Squadron. Now, this aircraft was actually named a bit of lace, so it's got a little bit of a sexy picture there on the nose art. But on the opposite side of that, it was originally named Louis the Creep. So I think the bit of lace is a little bit better. Now, the nose art was actually applied by the Armourer, I think it was, and it is a character from an army cartoon strip, I think called Mail Call or something like that. But it does look fantastic on the aircraft, though. Probably better than what Louis the Creep was. Now, after flying a total of 83 combat missions by various crews, obviously, actually once being hit so badly, one of the rear stabilizers, I think, was nearly blown completely off. It would actually survive World War II, though. And like so many faithful workhorses from World War II, it would fly back to America in July of 1945 and, unfortunately, be scrapped. So the aircraft is no more, but what we do have, it is in the metal, in die-cast metal, obviously. So let us check this out. We'll open it up quickly and have a little look and see what we do have, if we can see anything first. Yeah. No, we don't see really much. It's a foam box in there. That's the second time in a row it's happened. There is a little bit of... oh, okay, cool. Hell yeah, I forgot about that. It's got nose art in there, so that piece, that we'll have a little close look at that. But that looks awesome. Sweet. All right, what we'll do, though, is we'll quickly get rid of this, so we can dive straight in this awesome-looking B-17. All right, we'll be back in just a second. All right, that's better. We got rid of my face. We can actually have a look at this properly now. That is that piece that I was showing you just a moment ago, and how freaking cool does that look? Now, it does have the little, if we can get those out, these little pieces here, stuck with some sticky tape, obviously. Now, you just, if you want to display this next to your aircraft, obviously you just whack these in like that. That looks awesome, doesn't it? And you'll put that next to your aircraft on display. How freaking cool does that look? So obviously the bombing missions and that beautiful artwork there. How cool is that? Yeah. All right, let us get to the B-17. All right, so we'll get that lid off. It does have a little certificate in there, but it's covered with a plastic. So, but there is a limited run of 2,100, which is pretty cool. We'll move that lid out of the way. And this does look brand new. I bought this off a seller on eBay a little while ago. Yeah, from America, actually. It flew over here. Oh, yeah, that looks awesome. That does look very good. So hopefully any B-17 lovers out there will enjoy what is hitting your eyeballs right now, because it's making me excited, that is for sure. Now, it does have that metal cradle stand. That is all nice and hard. It does have a little bit of foam stuck to it, but it is really easy to assemble, and that will hold your beautiful B-17 in place for those of you that like to display yours in flight. So you do get, if I can manage to get them, some landing gear options, of course, for gear down, which is the way I like to display mine. So that is pretty cool. That's hidden in there. That looks like the tail wheel right in there. But the wheels do roll. They have a little bit of detail on there, which is pretty cool. What's that? Some sort of foam or something, which we can clean off later. Yep, that looks pretty cool. Now, let's get to the reason why we're here, to check out this. Now, where do I goddamn grab it? Oh, yeah. Just got to be careful of the prickly bits. There is a lot of MGs usually on these, so I will have a little look in here. Oh, that's the in-flight wheel, obviously. Doesn't look to be too much else. We'll move this out of the way and have a little look at this awesome aircraft. Wow. That is Oh, great. There is a fair bit of heft to this. We'll zoom in so you can see some of these really nice details. And all the way the effect of the worn-off paint and the bare metal finish underneath. That olive sort of wearing away on the wing on that area. And the bright yellow markings. Now the turret would, yes, it does move, so the gun does elevate up and down. Although the guns do look a little short, but I don't know, maybe that's how they normally look. We'll run down this side. There is no waist gun sticking out. That does make it a little bit easier to handle. The rear gunner there. Man, this is cool. Let's swing around to the front now. The propeller, as I said, this is an old one, 20 years old. The propellers are spinning fantastically. Check out that chin turret. Oh no, looks to be a little bit of flak damage to the chin turret there. That is unfortunate. It did look brand new in the box though. Wow. I'll have to have a little look in the box, see if there is an MG there. That is a bit sad, but these propellers spin really well though. There is the crew members in these, and there is the beautiful artwork on the side of the aircraft, which looks fantastic. Yeah, there's the nose crew member. That is a scary position for sure. Yeah, the details on this are really well done. Just a little bit disappointed for me. I do have that broken MG on that chin turret. Now, underneath, as you can see, there is the retracted wheel there. And obviously the other one is supposed to go right here like that. It's just dropped out. Now, as you had seen, it was open. So there is the option to open the bomb bay door. These are metal as well. And the bombs, I don't know if they come out. They're sort of a little bit wobbly, but I'm not sure if they come out or not. Now you've got the ball turret here. Worst position ever. That does move around really well, so that is pretty cool. Yep, very nice. This does look fantastic. They sort of look like they were going to move, so I was just checking that out. No, very nice. All right, what I forgot to show you was another little feature. I didn't discover this until after I started taking the photos. You can actually open the flaps. So if you have it gear down, that is pretty cool. So you can open up the flaps. It happens on both sides, as you can see. And I reckon that's a nice little feature. And it's got a little bit of detail in there as well, which is pretty darn cool. All right, I just thought I'd quickly show you that. Let's continue on with the video. All right, so I suppose the best thing to do is chuck this on the stand. Let's bring that in. Actually, with this, you've got to make sure this stand slips through that. So you don't want to knock that off while you're putting it on the stand. And that is your beautiful B-17 setup on the stand. And you can bank it if you want. The stand cradle does move as well. And this looks awesome. I am very, very, very happy with this for sure. So what we'll do though is we'll chuck some landing gear on this, of course, and we'll come back, check it out on its gear, and we'll chuck it on the scales too and see how much a little bit of lace does weigh. All right, let's go check this out. All right, here we have the B-17 set up for in-flight. Very straightforward. Now, you've got that tail wheel right there. The in-flight one was a pain in the ass to get out, but eventually got it out and chucked that in. Very straightforward. And, of course, your main gear, you just drop straight in. They roll nicely as well, and they got some really nice tire tread, if you can see that. That looks pretty cool. And overall, yeah, that's job done for gear down, and it looks really nice. Definitely. These Corgi B-17s are really cool. I did find the MG for that chin turret in the box. I did sort of quickly glue it on there for the remainder of the video. I'm not quite happy. It's got you can sort of see a little bit of the glue. I'll have to repaint that. And what we've got to do, though, is we need to get some weight for you guys to know how much this is going to weigh. So we'll try and put it on the scales. This is pretty big. All right. Whew. We got 1 kilo and 333 grams, or 1.333 kilos. And that is pretty cool. That is a fair bit of chunk there. It is over a kilo worth of diecast for you to enjoy. And that is a nice big chunk of diecast for you to enjoy. All right, we'll wind up the video. I will try, obviously, and take some photos of this, and we'll chuck it on the turntable, the usual deal. If you enjoyed this, some of those into my direction would be fantastic. And don't forget, if you're watching, haven't subscribed, hey, why not click that button as well. Don't forget to check out the photos at the end of the video as well. And I will finish up by saying thank you very much for spending your time, of course, watching another one of our videos. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful B-17G. That also comes with its little own nose art section to display. Where? Well, right here, next to your beautiful B-17. That is a killer display. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Cheers, everyone.